Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Childish. We're back at it again with the next subscriber showcase, episode 35, featuring Thiiefs of Pinnacles. Yeah, buddy. All right. So, for all those that are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. The subscriber showcase is the one and only series that I dedicate into showcasing my subscribers' arena defense when they find me or I find them in the arena. They'll shoot me an email at childish402@gmail.com, and then we'll go over their setup before fighting their match. So yeah, buddy. All right. So um, Thiiefs is definitely a fun one to do. He is a Guardian 1, Guardian 2 player. He's always up there doing it big, so it's fun to be able to um, find somebody that is really high up there to give us a nice challenge. So the team that he's rocking for you guys today is Chloe. We got Perna. We got Juno, and we got ourselves Siara. So, we'll go ahead and start, I guess, out with the leader. Siara is what he's rocking here. So he's going with the Violent Nemesis. Okay, it looks like he's going with speed, attack. Again, the goal for any bomber, that anybody has a bomber, obviously there's no focus on crit damage. It's all about getting the most attack power that he can. So he's obviously going to try to get any attack in the 1 in the 5 slot. I believe that the 3 slot you cannot get attack power on that particular spot. Just the 1 in the 5. So you got to make sure you get as much as you can. In addition, having the Nemesis set on this one is really nice. It is a swishier unit, so if somebody lands a defense break, you probably won't see too much benefit out of it. Because of the fact that it's, if they're going for you to hit you, they're probably going to kill you. But overall, it is a nice set. Only thing to, make note of is to go ahead and, take this rune up to plus 15. More or less, maybe it's not, the best stats that you want. But again, it's all attack power at the end of the day. Anything to do the damage that you need to do. And because the bombs are ignore defense and ignore element, I definitely would max it out, even if it wasn't the best of runes, unless you got something better in store. Holy Sigmaris, my man. Wow. Yeah, you'll have to tell me about excuse me, you have to tell me about that one in the video. So the cool thing is that he is rocking about 2k attack, and he's doing it with almost 190 speed. So I'm actually gonna fight him, and I'm gonna take my original team, because I know I fought him about a month ago, and I took right when I got Vanessa, I took Vanessa, Theo, Delphoy, and Bella, and I got the job done. But I don't remember the numbers. But I honestly think that his speed went up a little bit. And at that time, with Vanessa's speed lead, Delphoy was faster. And so, if that's not the case, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. But that's okay. It's all about testing out different things. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. I think he did improve his units, but we're gonna find out the hard way. Let's see if we can do it with the same team. All right, boom. So Chloe, Swift Will, standard, right? Standard. We got speed, hit point. Again, yeah, it's not the greatest of runes or whatever, but keep in mind that again, it is your main unit. Try to get the best stats that you can possible. It's great, and we're gonna get the opportunity from the up and coming updates to change some of these stats to make it a defense percentage, or maybe increase this plus HP, or maybe even be able to change the stat overall. So I still would. I'm one of those weird guys. I still would plus 15 this, just because I'm trying to get as much HP as possible. Now he does have a backup healer in the form of Perna, so maybe he's not too big on that or whatever, but again, any unit that's rocking in your arena defense, obviously you want to be, you want to have these units and whatnot maxed out. So you definitely want to have as high and as decently ruined as possible. So, and as you can see, his runes are pretty sick. What we got here? So we went with Chloe. We did Siara. So let's go with the Perna now. Actually, let's go with Juno. So Juno, wow, Despair Revenge, one of my favorite setups for a Juno. Because she is rocking a passive, so that means that instead of like another unit that has 3 skills and a 33% chance to use one of them, because she's rocking a passive, she's either going to use her first skill or her second skill. So she has a better chance of using the skill that you want based on if it's available or whatnot. So 200 plus speed Juno. This is the way to go, for sure. And of course, Having the revenge set on a unit that provides a little bit of attack bar, really, really strong. Of course, he's going to have this skill maxed out. There's no need to max this stuff out here. So if you guys got a Juno, take note on this. Having predictive future as much as possible is really, really strong. The hit points are good. The speed is great. Wouldn't do it any other differently. I've seen some people go Nemesis, yeah, but I do like Revenge. I like. I mean, I can go with both. Either one. I love Revenge on a unit that procs attack bar. So it's pretty darn good. It's pretty darn good. Okay, last but not least, we got ourselves Perna. So Perna is rocking a violent set. Looks like what was that? Attack, crit damage, attack. Whoops, fail. Attack or damage HP. Sorry, yeah. So looks like he's basically just filling in the runes there with what he got to get the job done. He likes the tankier approach when it comes to this particular unit. Get a little attack on there. Crit rate is good. Crit damage is great. You know, obviously those two could be a little bit better, but I'm happy with 65% crit rate. I guess the only thing to knock on this one is hopefully, you know, figuring out a way to get his speed, you know, in line with the rest of his units. So the downside to this team is, even though he's rocking a speed lead on Siara, you know, everybody with the exception of Perna is you know, double the speed, right? Everybody's sitting at that 200 speed or whatever, and Perna, after all the speed leaders coming to play and whatnot, you know, he's only at that 120, 130, whatever. So he's a little bit behind the times. And of course, you know, you want to try to synergize as best you can. Now, let's also take note here that he is not rocking a defense break, which is pretty crucial when it comes to trying to set up an arena defense. You know, it's a big thing that you try to do. I've seen a lot of people, depending on what they're trying to do. I mean, like, he's rocking a bomb-based unit and whatnot. So if you got a unit that's going to provide bombs and ignore defense, whatever, I mean, you know, defense break is not too important. But it looks like he's trying to blend two worlds, you know, with the bomb damage and then the direct damage. I only see this working if the units are synergized. And when I say synergized, is that, you know, the arena, the AI, if I recall correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, you know, certain units go for particular units, you know, obviously based on their elemental advantage or disadvantage. But when the units get a little bit low on HP, they're more inclined to go with the units, you know, go for the units that are a little bit low HP. In addition to considering the elemental, you know, advantage awareness. So if you're sitting there doing, you know, a certain amount of damage with a bomber and get it done, and then you have this big, you know, 30 to 40, 50 speed gap between you know, that unit and your Perna, because your bomb didn't one-shot somebody, then you're going to have an issue because Perna, you know, needs to kind of clean up the mess and finish the job, and he won't be able to do that. I mean, obviously, you know, with Siara being win and the other unit being fire, Perna being fire, it might be a little bit of issue if the team is trying to go in there with like a Theo or something like that. But if they're trying to go for a wind or neutral element, then Perna should be able to, you know, clean up the mess. Again, I feel on this particular one, I would love to see a little bit more speed, but, you know, at the end of the day, playing around with your setup in order to get yourself a defense breaker in there somehow will be good. But I do love the arena defenses that are making use of the Juno. I see so many people set aside Juno because they feel that it's not good. And I think at that time, for most people at that level, it just comes down to getting better runes to make them super strong. And of course, like I said, if you haven't seen a 200 plus speed Juno in the works, you know, stay tuned because you're gonna love what we throw in the mix here. So yeah, hopefully you can bring up the speed on the unit, you know, play around with it, and somehow get a defense break in the future. It looks like you haven't been blessed with a Thiiefs, just a couple of wind and fire ones. So hopefully, you know, by the time you see this video, because this is made, you know, 3 to 5 days in advance before you guys see it, you'll be able to get some kind of a defense break and see if you can make it do what it do. But all right, guys, that is it. Let's go ahead and showcase the arena match. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's your boy Childish and ChildishPlays checking out. We will see you in the next match.